injured here. 2v2 Calderis Refinery blue team. First up we have Adila as an Eldar Warlock melee commander with good mobility and awesome disruption. Can also tank damage with the right war gear. Alongside it's Gote or Gote, plays a Chaos Sorcerer offensive and disruptive commander, starts off in melee combat, lots of spells to ruin your day. Red team, Wurgl is a Mekboy teleporting commander that fights ranged combat, good DPS, can also support, disrupt, build structures and repair, but he's not very tough. And rounding out the red team is xHoLyHammerx Ravener Alpha, tunneling commander with great mobility, good offense too, starts off in ranged combat. Double termagants for xHoLyHammer, double shooters for Wurgl, Howling Banshees for Adila, and some Chaos Space Marines for Gote. No surprises early on. Look at this, Mekboy teleporting ahead and harassing already, gets some DPS on this Warlock. Does some good damage with that default shooter of his. Warlock is being stubborn though and wants to finish this cap. Here comes the Chaos Sorcerer, try and get some melee attacks on this Mekboy. Might see him just teleport away though. Here comes the Ravener Alpha and double termagants of xHoLyHammer. There's the Doom Bolts and it's a pretty damn good one. Doesn't take a model off those termagants but took a lot of health, and now these Chaos Space Marines can try and get models off them. The Chaos Sorcerer there consuming a heretic to regain his energy and some health. Termagant Broods. We don't have Toxin Sacks already up on one. Mekboy has teleported across and is decapping this western victory point. Sluggers forcing off Dire Avengers and Howling Banshees there with some Shooter Boy support. Tzeentch Worship infiltrating these units of Goats, giving them that 20% range damage reduction even when they're partially revealed. As an excellent Doom Bolts, taking down 3 Termagant models and a lot of health gone. These guys need to be very careful now. The Ravener Alpha leading the line. Heretics getting focused down. There's another Doom Bolts after another consume, I believe. Shooters with their Knob Leader makes them a detector, gives them a DPS and health boost as well. Adila goes for a Guardian Weapon team with a Shuriken Cannon by default and Havocs on the way, so a lot of suppression out for blue team to try and relieve and stop all of this pressure from red. Double shooters can be a very aggressive build for Orks, especially if you upgrade the shooters. Mekboy being very annoying and decapping this 20 rec per minute rec point. Havocs have suppressed him and he runs away without decapping. Shuriken Cannon comes mid and we have double shurikens for Adila. Quite mobile for a setup team, so you can use 2 of them very well to maneuver and support each other. No sign of, oh, we do have Aspect of the Avenger, gives them plasma grenades, energy shield, health boost, and fleet does not give them the damage boost anymore, of course. And Ravener's on the way for xHoLyHammer. Are we going to see his 2 or 3 Ravener Brood build? Pomegranate Brood wandering around, no adrenal glands for these guys.
An ally has secured a power node.
Here comes the second Shuriken Cannon, no war gear yet, which we do have the Sword of Flame. Gives him Coruscating Flame, be able to support his heretics and can support these Howling Banshees, of course. Good DPS as well. Sluggers running into trouble here. There is Coruscating Flame on the Howling Banshees. They're doing damage over time to units that are close, and the Sluggers wipe Banshees get away. There's a good engagement. Wurgl sending his Sluggers way too far ahead. There's a Doom Bolts on those Shooter Boys, but they both have Knob Leaders and those guys will die last, so makes them a bit more durable to say the least. 351 480 is a 2-to-1 cap for blue, coming back out after that early pressure from red, and there's a nice destructive result, takes down a Shooter Boy model. Chaos Space Marines taking that heavy cover off the pipes, and here come Dire Avengers trying to move in for a grenade. Shooters perhaps recognizing that or just outnumbered and run away. Here comes xHoLyHammer though from the flank, has ranged Raveners already, and there is the Burrow Strike, disrupting the heck out of those Havocs. Really does knock stuff incredibly far, and they retain some pretty good melee damage with their Devourers, so they lose their power melee. 351 459 is a 2-to-1 cap steal for blue team. Mekboy needs to be careful here. Termagant Brood and Hormigaunt Brood coming into mid. Dire Avengers running away, did not lose a model though, and more Raveners on the way for xHoLyHammer. Is Gote's going to get something else, or is he going to risk trying to go tier 2 with this? I don't think he should. Raptors might be nice to get in amongst these shooters and these double termagants and that Ravener Brood quickly, not to mention the commander could suppress the double termagants, Ravener and Ravener Alpha with a good Raptor jump. More Raveners on the way. I assume they're going to be ranged as well, and we're going to see damage aura synapse in tier 2, perhaps some full range synapse as well. Stormboy's on the way for Wurgl, not replacing his sluggers. Always a choice you have to make when you lose your starter squad. Do you replace? I think it's generally a good idea to replace most of the time. Shooter boys backing away there. Maybe he knew this shuriken was here. Howling Banshees with the aspect of strength. They will get an Executioner Spear when they get an Exarch in tier 2 as soon as they survive. No big shooters for those shooter boys. Ravana tunnels going up. His allies can use these as well. 4 units at a time can travel inside the tunnels. Go inside one and you can exit out of any other tunnel on the map. And as you can see, they are popping up all over the place, keeping them on his side of the map for now to try and protect them. 351, 431. Chaos Space Marines getting caught by Adrenal Grand Hormagaunts, and these guys can be dangerous even to Space Marines or Chaos Space Marines in melee combat. 351, 426 kicking off in mid. Mekboy running away, has his Daka big shooter and a battery pack. Chaos Sorcerer just about getting away from those Storm Boys, but does not retreat. Teleported out with the Vestments of Warp, but does not get away. Storm Boys losing model and retreat. Jump unit with power melee weapons, which is why they put so much pressure on that Sorcerer there. 351, 411 Heretics with an aspiring champion retreating through a lot of stuff. Raveners will melee them on retreat. Retreating units taking 30% more damage from melee attacks and 75% less from ranged attacks. Hence, players forcing melee on retreating units. Full gens up. No, 5 gens up for blue. And full gens up for red. Bloodletters on the way for Gote before any of the red team players even go to tier 2. We have an Exarch up for those Howling Banshees as well. 351, 401. Holy Hammer. Do not see the Synapse Aura queued up. Mekboy pushing alongside a bunch of Tyranids, and they might be able to decap this victory point. We might see a triple cap here for red. 349, 401 now hitting. Power, there's a Dark Flames global ability of the Chaos Sorcerer. Look how powerful it is. These Tyranids will retreat through it and might lose both of those squads there. Just about get away. Wow. One Termican Brood with 1 model, one with 2 models. That was lucky. 339, 401. One of the generators goes down. Here comes Adila now. Has preserved all of his squads. In fact, no, Gote did not preserve his Havocs. 323, 401 Bloodletters are up. Demon Infantry with power melee. They get in amongst these Tyranids soon, but might be focused down quite quickly if they don't use their warp shift well. And we have some Markov Khorne Chaos Space Marines. These chain axes, which are power melee weapons, and their aspiring champion gets a melter pistol. The other members getting plasma pistols. Chaos Sorcerer looks like it's going to be revived. Bloodletters in amongst these Orks. Storm Boys are there. Battery pack heal on the shooters saves them perhaps, and they retreat out. Bloodletters now in trouble, but they shift out. And there was a warp throw attempt by Adila, but the stuff was all gone. Also has the Cloak of Shadows. 295, 401 Cloak of Shadows. I think a good idea versus xHoLyHammerx fearsome ranged force. And we do have the Synapse Aura up for damage on the Raven Alpha. 295, 401. Star Avengers infiltrated by that cloak, and there is the Distort Field Global, which gives you full damage immunity to ranged fire. It's a pretty awesome combo that the Warlock can do to a single unit. 294, 401. Banshees hanging out there a bit, taking damage. Mistake from Adila, losing 2 models, but they do get away, but they won't be able to use them in this upcoming engagement that is brewing. Hormagaunts are going to try and flank around. They know they spotted some Heretics and think again. Gote's replacing his Heretics, which he lost. 294, 401. These guys without an aspiring champion. There's some more Tzeentch worship. Bloodletters, of course, as demons, benefiting greatly from worship with health and energy regen. Wraith Guard up for Adila. Can we see a big volley on these double shooters? There we go. Such huge damage versus all targets, and they suppress infantry, but they're very, very bad in melee combat. Hence the shooters trying to force melee on them. Cannot be suppressed, either of these guys, and they are tough. 2,000 hit points across those 3 models. 294, 401. A beautiful grenade from Adila. That was really well done on those Storm Boys. They do get away with their Knob Leader though. And 3 other models. The Mekboy will try to cap, and it should be a 2-1 I think for red. No, maybe not. Sorcerer teleporting in Bloodletters and forcing off shooters, and the Dire Avengers will take back blue's natural, and they will retain their 2-1 cap. As a good engagement for them. Wurgl losing tons of stuff. Shooter Boys down. These guys just about getting away, or do they? Sorcerer teleporting in and takes them out. Wow. Only has Storm Boys now. Goes tier 3. Mekboy almost level 2. Wurgl is a very strong player, especially was in retail. I don't think he's played elite all that much. Maybe a bit rusty. Doombolt's going in on this Termagants. That was crazy. And then teleports in level 3 Chaos Sorcerer with that Vestments of the Warp as well. If he had the Icon of Tzeentch, he would be wrecking stuff right now. 292, 387. Here we see an Infestation Tower and another, giving that +1 speed out of combat and at 25% sight radius buff. 292, 380. Storm Boys hanging around. Not much Wurgl can do really. xHoLyHammerx got to try and hold or keep pressure on mid by himself so that blue team don't come over and decap and cap red's natural. He has done well and capped up these requisition points with his Hormagaunts, I believe. Got Space Marine trying to get in. Something dropped in. More Raveners for xHoLyHammerx. The triple Ravener build, which I have seen him run lately. That's going to be painful. Wurgl with a looted tank on the way. 292, 358 I should say. Howling Banshee trying to take the tower down. They are reasonably tough with 300 hit points. That looks set to be reduced in the next update. 292, 351. Noise Marines on the field with the Blastmaster. Turns them into this artillery unit with nice range. As you can see there, needed to set up and another shot goes off. No, misfired. Storm Boys jumping on the Shuriken. That's going to be painful. I don't think Adila has noticed. Now he notices, and that could be too late. Yes, just wiping them out as they retreated there. Raveners flanking around and getting into combat. Another tower goes up. Wraithguard do not want to fight Storm Boys. Really do not. They are heavy infantry, so they will take tons of damage from those power melee choppers that they have. The Knob Leader, of course, has heavy melee. Bloodletter's now there for fighting. And there is the Tzeentch worship. These Storm Boys need to run away or jump away. Ideally, there we go. 292, 322. All kicking off mid. Here come Chaos Space Marines, and the looted tank is there, getting shots off for Wurgl. xHoLyHammerx backing off. No sign of a Hive Node mid, which I think would help out here. 292, 314. D cannon on the way for Adila. Knob Squad on the way for Wurgl, so he is recovering well, of course, losing pretty much all of his upkeep when he lost his army, allowing him to get back into the game. Some Tzeentch worship, Chaos Sorcerer. What did he do? He teleported over to the victory point. Sync kill on the Hormagaunts, but he's taking tons of damage. Chaos Space Marines are going to try and run in. This is suicide, I think. Here come Bloodletters though. Down goes that Chaos Sorcerer. That looted tank really helping out. Not much anti-vehicle on the field. In fact, only the Wraithguard really can put pressure on the vehicle alongside this D cannon, which actually does really good anti-vehicle damage and always hits with that instant projectile. There's a Rocks on these two units. Bright Lance is taken down, so that's another possible anti-vehicle counter, which is now gone. Banshees could do well with their spear, of course. 292, 308. Looted tank has lost half of his hit points. Here comes the Knob Squad. And Banshees will need to be careful with those guys around. 291, 308. And it's a 2-1 cap for red team, recovering after Wurgl's losses. And now Adila's lost both of his Guardian Weapon teams. Has Wraithguard, Howling Banshees, which is still level 1 at this point, which could be painful. Chaos Predator on the field now for Gote. No sign of a mark yet. And more Raveners for xHoLyHammerx. Quadruple Raveners, and red team might get a triple. Howling Banshees taking shots from the looted tank, but they had this Stalk field up, or then run into a Knob Squad who are getting their hammers. Already have Mina and Greener. There's the Stormboy jump. 256, 308. Heretics coming across with some worship. Noise Marines, I think, need to reface and face this victory point. Try and stop this Nob Squad. These Chaos Space Marines need to be careful now with Storm Boys and the Nob Squad in melee. 232, 308, big melee fight now. Looted Tank offering support, some Tzeentch Worship too. Not going to help the Chaos Space Marines out in melee though. Storm Boys run away, just the Nob Squad there, getting a heal from the battery pack. There's a Dark Flames and Holy Hammer retreats. His entire army, was that premature, has left the Looted Tank in a lurch and down it goes. Wraith Guard volley takes it down. Steals some Tzeentch Worship and the Bloodletters able to tank the Nob Squad with that Tzeentch Worship. 192, 308, they get away with 3 models. And a tunnel, I think, taken down there. 186, 308. More tunnels though still around for Holy Hammer, who preserves his army with 4 Ravener Broods and a Venom Brood with range synapse, so he's doing some absolutely crazy range damage right now. 173, 308. Chaos Predator with the Mark of Nurgle boosting its health and gives it that poison area of effect. Lingering pile of crap. This thing actually set to get some health regeneration in the next patch, which will be awesome. 173, 306, a tank with health regen. Fire Prism is up for Adila. Commandos on the way for Nurgle could help out with some late game capping. Really good disruption as well. 173, 298, Dire Avengers decapping. As good play from Adila. Keeping his mind on points late in the game is something that a lot of players tend not to do, and it's usually a mistake. The Warlock is giving a Wraith Sight himself to these Wraith Guard, so they don't have a leader. 173, 288. Hunting Banshees looking after that western victory point. The Chaos Sorcerer now has Tome of Subjugation, as you'd expect, I think, versus a Nob Squad. Another Fire Prism for Adila. Can Red Team push back here? Wurgl. Is he going to go for another tank at this point? That was nasty. Blastmaster getting a shot in there. And Dark Flames on retreat path again. Painful. 173, 271. Here comes the Nob Squad going after that tank. Fire Prism needs to knock them down. There it is. They're going to have a real tough time with double Fire Prisms and Subjugate. What can they do? Holy Hammer not happy with Dark Flames in every engagement, he thinks. Costs, I think it's 125 red or it's 150 red, I'm not sure. I don't really play the Chaos Sorcerer. Mekboy almost level 3. There's a battery pack heal on his Nob Squad, which turn around and scare off the Heretics, but the Fire Prism is still there. 150 red, says Gote. There you go. 173, 249. 2-to-1 cap for the blue team. Can they hold on? They have, I think, everything they need to deal with the red team. Nob Squad are going to find it very tough, as I said. Down goes the Warlock though. Does he have the Witchblade of Kurnus? I don't think he does. 173, 240. The ranged blob of the Raveners will struggle versus the Fire Prisms as well, and those Wraith Guard, of course, still there with that awesome range damage they have. Mekboy teleporting in to tie them up. Down go the Hormagaunt Brood, but look at the range damage on those Bloodletters, having to warp shift out, meaning they take no damage but cannot attack or cap. Quadruple Raveners, burrow striking in, knocked down by the Fire Prism, and a full retreat there by Holy Hammer again. Is he retreating a bit too early a few times here? He is preserving his army though. Venom Brood trying to decap. No, it's the Ravener Alpha, sorry, decapping. Venom Brood trying to put some DPS on this tank and get away without a model loss. These are a Synapse creature, of course, so they will cause a Synapse backlash when a model dies. Bloodletters, which have been really well used by Goats, superbly so. With all of that range damage on the field, these guys are level 3, and I don't think they've even lost a model, have they? I think they did lose one versus that Nob Squad earlier on. 146, 235. Down goes the Ravener Alpha. Some serious knockback on him there. Bloodletters with some good melee skill as a dedicated melee unit. 139, 235. Storm Boys jumping away. Holy Hammer with some exaggeration. And the Commando Squad have their Nob Leader, has that awesome rocket launcher. Back in the day, used to run around with a chain axe for some reason. 139, 235. Wurgl is going to find it difficult to pressure this west side. Needs to jump the Storm Boys on that Fire Prism, and he's going for it. Banshees are there though, and it's a staggered jump, which screws up your squad. But they can't move until the last model jumps. What happened there? Could not seem to react. 139, 234. Fire Prism coming in, a second one. So this is going to be very difficult now for the Nob squad. There's a grenade on his own Fire Prism. Fire Prism taking tons of damage. Mekboy needs to get the Beamy Death Gun, I think. 139, 225. Gote lost his Chaos Space Marines. Still has his Mark of Nurgle Chaos Predator level 2. Now here comes xHoLyHammerx from the flank. 139, 219. Bloodletters again doing superbly well. These guys halfway through level 3. The Warlock does have the Witchblade of Kurnus, so those Nob squad gonna find it very difficult to have an impact. Here's a battle wagon for Wurgl charging in. The Chaos Predator needs to run away here. 139, 206. Just shoot it with something and it will go down. Venom Brood are not attacking. Down it goes anyway. 139, 201. I think it was the battle wagon I got a shot on. Look at this recovery from Red Team. I thought they were all done for. Gote losing a bunch of stuff in quick succession, and xHoLyHammerx guarded strategy so far. Lots of full retreats, but he's preserved his army and comes back with a bang. Wraith Guard level 2, trying to get some hits on this battle wagon. Does not have a unit inside it. 139, 182. There's a 2-1 for blue team. xHoLyHammerx not decapping mid. Banshees losing models left and right to that battle wagon. Lost their Exarch, which is painful, and there's the Death Roller running them over down to a single model. Can he finish them off? I don't think he can. Fire Prism now using their focused shots to do good DPS to that battle wagon. Wraith Guard get a volley as well. Wurgl just leaving it sitting there for a few seconds. And look at the damage it took. Here comes the Nob squad. Commandos are infiltrated. There's a second commando squad. Lost his first. Didn't even see that. 139, 168. D cannon is set up facing mid. Here's Demonic Shield from the Chaos Sorcerer. Demon Armor, and takes control of the Nob squad. Almost taking down their own battle wagon there. Making them use their frenzy as well. So that's now on that big 60-second cooldown. 129, 168. Does that use Wurgl's War when you use Frenzy on a enemy Nob squad? I wonder. Here comes a great unclean one for Gote. xHoLyHammerx going to do so much DPS to that guy though. The Warlock using Cloak of Shadows and Distort Field to mitigate range damage, and we do see a Hive Node up. Just 150-20 of these things now. Very, very good structure. 119, 168. Raveners all jumping on this D cannon, trying to finish off that melee damage. What level are these guys? Level 3, level 2, level 2, level 1. Almost finishing it off. 119, 168. Fire Prisms, I think, need to come mid. Great Unclean One is being worshipped. Super unit for Chaos. There's the Cloud of Flyers. Area of effect, damage over time, which infects other enemy units. Very powerful in melee combat. This guy passively damages nearby units. Hive Node's going to go down, and Dire Avengers are capping mid. 106, 168. Looted Tank is up for Wurgl. Just rolling out of the HQ now. What is this? Storm Boy is trying to decap the west side. Warlock's there with his passively and forces them off. I don't think they wanted to eat a ethereal slash there. 106, 168. Bloodletter's taken down, I think, a infestation tower there. There's the Demonic Shield again, and the Subjugate on the Nob squad again. Level 9 Chaos Sorcerer. Look at this guy go. 106, 161. Great Unclean One chasing down the battle wagon. It's being repaired by the Mekboy. Nob squad now back under Wurgl's control, taking Fire Prism shots and then just retreat out of there. 106, 149. Chaos Terminators hitting the field with Gote, and blue team should be able to see this out now, but I've said that before. With their Twin Linked Bolters and Power Fists, you can get these guys an auto cannon and Lightning Claws. Bloodletter's taking ridiculous damage from those Raveners there. 106, 127. And Bloodletter's running away. Some more pressure on the Great Unclean One, over 6,000 hit points of super heavy infantry armor. As a super unit, it cannot level up. 106, 118. Here comes the Warlock, using that range damage immunity combo again. Warp throw did not work because they were all in retreat. 106, 112. Maybe an auto drop on that blob will be good. There's the 2-to-1 steal. Lull in the action, but Wurgl has rebuilt a decent force here. But it might not be a new Nob squad. It might have been that they were subjugated earlier, so rejoin the roster. To the right, 106, 95. Termagant Brood getting knocked back by the Fire Prism, and he's going to lose his squad if he's not careful, and he does lose them. I don't know if he just wanted to do that to get some pop back. Here comes the Doom of Malantite, which could be very nasty versus that Great Unclean One, and these Terminators won't help versus the double Fire Prism, which they haven't really dealt with all that well. Would have thought the Mekboy would have to be me Defcon by now. He's level 4, 106, 59. It's a triple cap, now a double cap for blue. Those Chaos Terminators going for their autocannon. Arguably the best weapon you can get for a Terminator variant. Good area of effect damage to all targets, 106, 43. Only 3,750 hit points though, which is quite low for a Terminator variant. Do get 4,500 with the lightning claws. It's all kicking off on the west side. 106.30. Commandos trying to cap. Dire Avengers already hit them with a grenade. Nob squad forcing off the Banshees though, so they can now turn on that Dire Avenger squad. 106.30 kicking off mid. Here we go. Where's that Doom? It's coming in. 104.30 and xHoLyHammer again coming in from an awkward angle, which makes him much harder to deal with. There's a big zap gun shot. Double Fire Prisms are mid and it's all kicking off. There is Paroxysm on the Great Unclean One. Look at the damage it does. He's under pressure here though. Got stunned by something and might go down in retreat, and does. The first engagement, it hits the field and the Doom of Malantite goes down. 89.30 is so close, a 2-to-1 cap for red, but can they hold on with the Doom going down? Look at the damage the Great Unclean One took. That's crazy. 2% damage per tick for Paroxysm. I think it's 8 seconds. But it does extra damage to heavy and super heavy infantry armor because of the psychic damage type. 77.30, down goes the Raven Alpha trying to desperately decap mid. There's the 1-to-1. The Warlock, I think, is retaking the west side. Nob squad putting pressure on the Great Unclean One. Demonic Shield is up on him. Terminators are there. Nob squad need to be called a void, I think. He lost the squad just trying to put pressure on the Great Unclean One and take it down. 76-27. Warlock has lost almost his entire army, only has a battle wagon, and this is going to be all over for red team. xHoLyHammer with 4 Ravener Broods still up. 76-20. Wurgl apologizing for something. Down goes the Great Unclean One. Man, 4 Ravener Broods is nasty. 76-12, looks like blue team is going to take this in the end. The Great Unclean One's going to explode and damage that Venom Brood, or is it? No, they are subjugated, so they get healed. 76-6, but they do take down the battle wagon. 76-4, there's the 2-to-1 cap, and blue team are going to take this. A very nice fight. Wurgl, perhaps a bit rusty, losing tons of stuff, but did recover well. Just couldn't hold out in that last big engagement there. I can't believe the Doom went down so quickly. That would have really helped red team out. Thank you for watching, guys. I will see you next time.